Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's group of readings. Probably from the thumbnail you can see that we are going to be receiving messages from the Oakman, and this is something that I know many of you have requested off and on for a little while. If you're not familiar with my channel, stay tuned and you'll understand the Oakman a little bit better. Those of you that are familiar with the channel, this may be something that you might be quite excited to hear and receive from. To be honest, I would have loved to have heard from the Oakman as well too, but I was not connecting with them, whether that was because of me, because of them, because of, I don't know what. It's just the messages come when the messages come. So this is the week of the Oakman. The Oakman are going to be speaking to each zodiac sign as we work through, and starting with Aries all the way to sweet Pisces. I will put, if you're not familiar with the Oakman, or even if you are and you would like to kind of relive some of the readings that they have given us in the past, at the end of this reading there'll be options where you can choose another video of mine to click on, or you can choose like a series of videos that come from my video library. The Oakmen have their own library in my video assortment, so you can go right there and you can see them. The Oakmen came to us, they pushed through a message. Actually, it's quite funny that I was doing for Aries at the time, and at the time it was the first time that their energy had come through, and it was just a general reading for Aries, and I didn't realize what it was at the time, but it was all actually leading up to the start of the pandemic, and they were really showing us massive changes that were about to occur, tower moments, false emperors falling all around. It was quite fascinating. And they took us through most of the pandemic, and then they just sort of like faded away, to be quite honest. I want to say in the last 1.5 to 2 years on my channel, and now they are here, and I could not feel more, I guess, in alignment with the urge to speak with the Oakman. Their card is sitting here with the first zodiac that I'm about to do, and the sun is shining through the card and through their eyes. So here we are, my friends, and the long-awaited Oakman. Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy, and the Oakman. We are going to get right into the Shaman Oracle deck and see what message or messages the Oakman have for you. 2 cards, and you have the Hunter, the lower world. Well, that's intriguing. Looking for something in the lower world. Either, I don't know who it is yet, but I feel like either you're looking for something in the lower world, and the lower world is kind of like this dark and dreary and eerie and cold, dank, haunted house kind of place. Has come out like a bit like a haunted house this week, being kind of trapped in the illusion of darkness. So what I'm getting with it is either you are like tracking down or looking for someone in this lower world, or someone is for you and you're in the lower world. But there's a lot more cards to come out, so let's see where that goes. The Hunter, the lower world, like going into the lower world. It feels a little bit risque for the Hunter, because it doesn't look like their domain, right? Like everything is very different. The Hunter lives in the Middle Earth, the middle world, like the area that we are functioning day to day in. But like our conscious, or even our conscious or subconscious minds, even both, can get down into this lower world. It's almost like maybe lost in it, and the Hunter is coming to look for you, or you're going to look for someone in this lower world. I'm not sure. It's funny, it's not actually coming out particularly strong. Like who is in, I don't know who's in the world. The Circle, the Corn, oh, the Vision Quest. Whoa. Okay, I'm feeling more and more like you're in the lower world. Somebody's trying to find you in it. It's weird, like it's very specific. I don't know how many people this is going to resonate for, but it feels like the hunter is partaking in almost some sort of spiritual ritual here. Maybe taking something as well, like, I don't know, like magic mushrooms or whatever, people might take to kind of create a bit of a psychedelic experience. To prepare themselves to go into the lower world. To have it's like almost like to see. I'm just going to keep reading it like you're in the lower world. So I have to keep going back and forth. Okay. So if you feel like, no, this is a close friend of mine, or this is somebody I'm close to as my partner, or whatever it is, then, flip it as you need to. Again, the lower world is kind of a place that you don't really want to consciously go, but it is a place that we'll go when we are like working through trauma, pain, like suddenly having a bit of an epiphany, like, oh shit, what am I doing with my life? And then, wanting to go in a completely different direction, and all the pain and confusion and mystery and darkness and depression. Like, this is not typically a great place to go. Most people don't want to go there. Like, usually we end up going there from some sort of a tower moment that can happen in our lives. Or we create the tower moment. It's like, I just can't do this anymore. So we create a tower moment. But it's like being under the rubble of this tower moment, and actually even like into the basement of the rubble, and the rubble is above you, and you're down in this dark place faced with nothing but yourself and your dark thoughts. So that's like this lower world to me, right? So it's not, because the hunter, that's not their domain, but it's like, I feel like this feels very ritual to me. This card feels incredibly ritualistic. I shouldn't just say, because it didn't feel like that on its own. These two helped to produce it, because the corn immediately symbolized to me with the circle is sort of like a type of ritual of thanks or gratitude, at the end of a season when there's everything to harvest, and then go on the vision quest. So then that just immediately kind of felt like some sort of a ritual that somebody would prepare themselves for, to go onto the vision quest to find you in the lower world. See how it's coming together? So if you have been in a darker place, or you've been depressed, or just confused, maybe not particularly hopeful about the future. And it doesn't have to be about everything in your life. It could be one area in particular that kind of maybe has you in the dumps. And then it's, so I could say, if I didn't want to make this like super deep and spiritual, it could just be like a friend thinking, okay, how do I get Aquarius, how do I pull them out of the dumps? How do I help to do that? How do I sort of like find them in this space and show them the trail of light? It's kind of like that. Like, how do I, because we can't really make people feel better, particularly the lower world is a little bit too like a dark night of the soul. It's a heavy place, and it's a heavy place where someone needs to work out their own things. But there is a sense of like, because hunting something down too, it's almost like it's been lost in there. So you gotta go and find it. They want to go and find you in the lower world. And it's almost like they're doing some sort of a spiritual preparation. So whether they're like cleansing themselves, or they're doing some sort of even like protective energy, like because I'm seeing, like, I just gave you sort of the mundane fact of this, thinking, okay, you know what? I know Aquarius, my friend Aquarius likes paintball. So I'm gonna call him up and say, we're going to go on paintball next weekend or whatever. And it's on me. You just come, have a good time. Right? Like, it's that, like, trying to find you and connect with you and pull you into, like, to find you in there. So, you know, you could even be kind of distant or kind of, yeah, always seeming a little bit distant or trapped in your own thoughts. So I want to say whoever this is could even find that perhaps, you know, they have a conversation with you and your participation in that is, oh yeah, that's great. And they can tell, I don't think Aquarius is listening. So then they kind of introduce something, you know, like, yeah. And then all these like fluorescent colored elephants came into the office. And I don't mean like, you know, people in costumes. These were real elephants. Oh yeah, that's interesting. You know, like, it's like you're far away and something or someone is trying to hunt you down in this place, but it's like you don't go there without some sort of spiritual protection. So, okay, you have Pachamama, the hummingbird, Earthkeeper, the rattle in the heart of the sky. Well, it's interesting that you have a card that says Mama and then another one that says the rattle. Where am I here? Right? The Mama and the rattle. So the Pachamama goes into the hummingbird, the Earthkeeper, the rattle, and the heart of the sky. Now the rattle is symbolizing like, to me, like a sound, you know, like shaking it, getting your attention with that. And again, this Earthkeeper energy feels like the hunter because it's a very grounded energy. And it is definitely in the Middle Earth, like where we are here, and trying to bring you out of the lower earth. And so it's almost like too, like raising your vibration here, your frequency with the hummingbird. So there's something going on here where I feel like somebody's trying to send you, like maybe even through astral projection or some sort of distant healing, like almost mothering you, almost trying to mother you with frequency. Trying to mother you with frequency. And then the Earthkeeper feels like, okay, this does feel like at least a two-step process that's going on here with someone trying to find you in the lower world, in the underworld, I would say, yeah. Someone trying to find you in the underworld. So that's the first thing. Somehow trying to almost like mother you with a higher frequency, like project that to you, send that to you. And then this is like trying to grab your attention. Then trying to grab your attention. Because it's almost like, well, you're not going to get their attention unless their frequency comes up even just a little bit here. Because it's a different frequency than what someone wants to help raise you to. So the rattle is like the sound then. And it's almost enough to make you look. Oh, look at this. And she is, right? Like, look at her. She is like something's got her attention. So I would see it like this, like almost like this wing. It transforms itself, right? This person is also a shapeshifter. They have different resources at their fingertips because they have the bear, they have the antlers, and they have a large feathered wing here, the hunter. And then they do, like, through their mind, communication through the mind, frequency, and then, right? So it's like they shift into this hummingbird, or they somehow come to you. This person might come to you in a dream in different ways. This person may come to you in the dream state in different, like sort of archetypes, but this goes beyond just like human archetypes. This is like, you know, the archetype of the hummingbird. And then you can start to see, like, they start to become almost human because it's as if, well, now I want to utilize something that I would, in a way, kind of a human being would grab or utilize, but they still have the wing. It's like catching them in the transformation to grab the rattle. And then they're holding the rattle. I want to say it's like this though, but anyways, it doesn't work. They're holding the rattle and it grabs your attention in this dark place. But the heart of the sky, which is really beautiful, right? Because, well, this funny because this is a dark card and it actually picks up on all the colors in the lower world. But bring like up into the sky. Because if you're in the Middle Earth, you can see the sky. Helping you to hear the heart of the sky, the heart of divine, of source. So that's the underline. I'm really... Yeah, okay. No, never mind. I'm going to go to the goddess deck. I'm actually going to pull a card for both the hunter, the lower world, and then the circle corn and vision quest. The hunter, oh my God, the sun. Wow, that is powerful. Very powerful. Actually, also coming up is very yang energy. I mean, the hunter is yang and the sun is yang. It's a very, very, very masculine energy. It's utilizing its masculine aspects very strongly. The lower world. Whoa, radical acceptance. Interesting. So it does kind of, I'm hearing permeate. So I don't know if that's really the word I would use. I'm just hearing permeate. But radical acceptance with the lower world is definitely like being in an area like within yourself and very much focused on you and like accepting perhaps parts of yourself that seem a little bit radical or that you haven't. It's also, I want to say a little bit, perhaps, defensive. And that maybe that's a state. Oh, interesting. These numbers are mirrored. 15 and 51, the sun and radical acceptance. So there's some sort of connection between you and whoever this is that's trying to pull you out of the lower world. You mirror each other. And perhaps you mirror each other in shared experiences, maybe different timelines. The circle is inexperience. The corn is truth. And the vision quest is stillness. Wow. Inexperience, truth, and stillness. The circle is an inexperience. The corn is the truth. It's really fascinating too because she looks, the goddess Mat, I think she is. I mean, she looks like indigenous from North America, which is the association with the corn, right? So that's very interesting. And then the vision quest is stillness. So it is like seeing something, but I feel like someone trying to reach you. And this might not even be something that they're experienced or because the circle is coming in as inexperience. The corn of truth. Holy crap, really? This is a huge underline. It's like the whole deck. Oh my God, Yeah, that's too much. Okay, I'm gonna randomly, here, this is where I stop. Oh, there's a separation. Lilith was not included. So that, I mean, I'm not kidding. There was like at least 20 cards here. It was an underline. Oh, look at, oh my gosh. That's crazy. Look where the split happened between Lilith and Mary. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Well, that's interesting. That is very interesting. So one of the things that came up in one of the readings this week was the transformation of Lilith. Well, actually, like, well, I can't remember. Oh, and it is here. It is. I saw it. The Gaia, the Earth, like Empress. And so that symbolized the all the good qualities of Lilith, like healthy independence, healthy leadership and strength and yada yada, and then all the good qualities of Eve, like nurturance, birth, giving, life, love, loyalty, like all of those, like all those good things came together and made the Empress energy. So now I'm on, oh, it's fascinating. So this message is here because this split happened. It's like Mary, the symbol of Mary, symbolized that energy. Interesting. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty hard one to get past, people, right? I've been impregnated by God. I did not have sex before marriage. It's like, okay, that's interesting concept. I don't know if that has something to do. I don't know. So I just, like, the universe channels, some people get upset and it's like, you know what? I'm not running the show and neither are you. We're just all here together listening to the source, right? Well, that's how it goes. Sometimes it's about us personally, and then sometimes it's about us as humanity. And this is one of those experiences. And that's very Aquarian, where Mary is coming in as the split. That's where it has. So that was interesting, right? That got split. I didn't look. You saw me. I'm just looking at everything that was under. It's so much. So what gets left behind? Let's just look at that. I want to see what gets left behind Lilith. Flow, the future, knowledge, nurture, romantic love, compassion, the in-between, mastery, independence. Okay. So it's almost like building up this Lilith energy. It's trusting the flow of life, moving into your future, perhaps having a knowledge of what life could be, nurturing yourself, being compassionate in love with yourself and others, and then the in-between with mastery, independence. So it kind of feels like this whole story is about mastering one's movement into some sort of independent energy, self-sovereign. And then, so now on this side, so I don't know, maybe the lower world could symbolize like all that energy behind Lilith to create some sort of independence, and radical acceptance is very much. And then too, they have like the same hair. They feel very similar, their energies to me. So that kind of makes sense. The radical acceptance is taking place in the lower world. But then this energy is trying to bring you up out of the lower world. Because I would say too, the way the split occurred in this underline, it's as if like you have completed that now. So you have Mary, miracles. You have white buffalo calf, reverence. You have Parvati, devotion. Artemis, focus. Gaia, earth. Isis, rebirth. And Lizzie, revelation. Wow. Sit in the stillness. Oh, the circle. There's a circle trying to bring you in. That's what it is. This hunter is part of the circle. But you may not have you may be inexperienced with this energy. This energy is very strong and powerful. And maybe in the past you would not have recognized this energy. I don't know. Because with the radical acceptance, this is like a whole new, like, why now? But it feels like, well, this isn't something you're familiar with. A bit feels like an initiation. Heart of the Sky and Isis rebirth have the same number, 24. That's quite interesting. There's been a lot of that in these readings this week. I'm going to pull, I haven't done it, I've only done it once this week for someone, I don't remember who it was. I've got tarot on the side here. I'm intrigued to see what this is. Heaven and Earth Tarot. Slippery. I'm going to pull tarot on each of these here. The Sun Hunter, the Hunter Sun. You know, some of you could even be, I don't know, I feel like there's energies being sent to you, but I do feel like you are hunting down the sun. But it's almost like the sun is hunting you. Do you see that? That was the sun that wanted to come out as I said that. So it's true. It's almost as if to say it's true. The sun is hunting you. The Knight of Swords, yeah. Pretty strongly too. Or sorry, the King of Swords. Definitely, this is like hunting, like clear, very clear. It's some vision quest here. Radical acceptance, dominion, which is the Two of Wands. This could be accepting some sort of dream. I mean, it feels like an initiation, but this initiation has something to do with, I feel like what led up to it was some sort of self-sovereignty that you created. And then like the next step has to do some like actualizing yourself here on some level, opening up a quest of your soul, some sort of a vision or a dream that you have for yourself. Seeing it again, because you don't see, I don't think you're going to see stuff like that in the lower world. You spend a lot of time in the past and ruminating on that. But this is like pulling you into like dreams and hopes for the future with that. Okay, the circle is inexperience. Oh, the Empress. There's that. Oh, that's odd. This energy, okay. Whoever, whatever is hunting you down in the lower world, it recognizes you, right? Like it's almost like you've left an energetic trail in this lower world. Because it recognizes you, you match it. You like, and you've come to match this energy. But yet, so you are showing up as an experienced in it though. You're still like feeling your way through it. This is a new energy and it's something to do with like, right, rebirth and revelations. It's pretty powerful. The Corn and the Truth. Oh, the Ace of Pentacles. It's something, okay. So this feels also too like something to be harvested. Something, it's pulling you back into reality is what this feels like the Hunter is doing. Pulling you back into reality. Because the lower world isn't so much 3D as it is like what we swim in psychologically. Vision Quest, Stillness. Oh my gosh, you got Judgment. This energy is hunting you down very energetically. energetically, perhaps through different conscious states as well. Dream state is one that comes up most obvious. And I do feel like this energy will appear to you as different things in the dream state. Whether that's how this energy wants to be perceived by you or how you are perceiving this energy based on the lens that you're looking through. And this energy is trying to pull you more into reality, to harvest a future here. Now, it is to see the future, okay? It's like this energy is asking you to start seeing your future because you have the Two of Wands with radical acceptance. And then the vision, quest, and stillness into judgment. That's like actually taking the time to, in some way, see what you're being shown, understand what you're feeling, and rising into it. A rebirth and revelation with judgment. Very biblical. It's been like that the last few signs now. It's felt like really big energy. I was going to say that you have the Knight of Wands at the bottom. That is, yeah, powerful. Very powerful energy. And what, I mean, I don't know what this future is, but it's going to be different for each of you. There is something, though, about accepting a change, I feel like, in who you are right now. Because you're switching from this Lilith to this Mary Miracles Gaia Empress. I do feel like this is coming into some sort of healing capacity as well with Gaia, Isis. So Earth, like Empress, rebirth, and revelation. That feels incredibly healing. So that's, I mean, just reading the energy, that's what I'm getting here. So I'm actually going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to use, oh, good, out of town. That's crazy. The Piper's at the bottom of the fairy deck. Because I'm going to use the fairy deck in the extended to see what fairies are working with you. But that's nuts. So it's kind of giving me more insight into the hunter. It's like that rattle, like, right? Like getting your attention, pulling you out. I feel like it's pulling you out of the lower world. I kind of said that earlier on, and then we got into more detail. But now it feels like it's leaving a trail for you, and there is a bit of a light trail that appears in here because the Pied Piper, right? It's like leading you, calling you out. So anyways, okay, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Until next time, to be gentle with yourselves. Bye.